We live. Hello, everybody. Thank you so very much for coming back for for another episode. And no, I'm not going to edit that out because I am human and I make mistakes, and it is what it is. Okay. Thank you for joining us for another round table talk. Today's discussion, we have a couple of topics. One, we are going to discuss the distant learning that has been applied to certain states and certain counties, the pros and cons of your personal experience and or a relative. And we will also be discussing Cly Diva and her antics. Okay, so as usual, per usual, I have the beautiful Oprah Winfrey and Bambi Marie. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you, Miss Indy. Hey, Okra.
Hey, Bam. Hey, Miss Indy. Thank you to you guys. You are equally beautiful. And thank you for allowing me to express my opinion on your platform. I'm going to mute up.
Yes, ma'am.
Absolutely. Thank you, ladies. I'll kick this off and then you girls can, jump in at whatever point. As you guys know, all of my children, first of all, I do have my back door open. Is there any type of wind or anything behind me that's distracting?
No, ma'am. I don't hear
Okay,
that.
thank you. Okay, thank you. Okay,
You sound
so
good to me.
thank you. Okay, so all of my children are grown, and I do have grandchildren. A few of them are school age. Now, my 10-year-old granddaughter and I have a 6-year-old granddaughter. Out of five, I'm just going to speak about these specific two. They started the distant learning a few weeks ago, and what that entails is their parents went to their school and they were given laptops for their kids. They were given a schedule. The thing I can say, one good thing about the laptops that they gave the kids is that it comes with its own Wi-Fi. Like you don't have to. It doesn't matter how many people are in your house on your own personal Wi-Fi. That laptop specifically is through, I don't know what kind of deal or what they did, but anyway, I think it's a good thing. They can take that. Let's just say, for instance, they're not home that day, but they still have class. If they're at granny's house or auntie's house, whatever, they can still attend the class. So once they get this, they take it home, and I happen to went over, and the first time I saw them, all the computer on this school day, it was a Zoom session. So I see all these little kids liking these little Brady Bunch boxes, and at the time they were doing PE. I'm like, PE, that they were doing jumping jacks, right? So fast forward about a week ago, my granddaughter expressed to me that another child, which the teacher appointed, she appointed another child in the Zoom meeting to give them, well, she gave them authority to mute and or drop kids from the Zoom. Well, let me rephrase that. I don't know if she gave them permission to drop anybody, but this is what happened to my granddaughter, okay? So she was dropped from her education. That's how I saw it. So I spoke to her parents about it. Of course, they were certainly concerned and everything. This was not the first time that she was also muted. She had been muted several times while speaking regarding the whatever was going on in the classroom. So the mother and my son said that they were going to be, speaking to the teacher. Now, the teacher is there. She gives direction. Now, they're under a tremendous a lot of stress. I know these teachers are going through with the exact thing that these parents are going through, single parents or not. She has her own children there of different ages that's attending different schools, but they're also being homeschooled. And so she's stopping, muting, running to the other room, to handle her kids. I get it. Those are her babies. Let's be clear. Her babies will always come before any baby in that classroom she's teaching. I'm not saying it's a good thing or a bad thing, but I'm just going to put myself in her shoes. I'm going to be honest. So she went in there, but when she's doing this, it leaves another child, under control of, the class. So after my son and his wife spoke to the teacher, I certainly asked that I be called too. Because I needed her to explain to me, number one, how is it that a 10 or 11-year-old is responsible? How are they responsible for keeping an eye on other children their age and also keeping up with their own work? That was my first concern. Where is their attention? Why are they doing, I just didn't understand it. So I did get a chance to speak to the teacher. She called me, not that day, I think it was the next day. Very nice woman. First of all, I would like to say to the teachers who are sticking in there and hanging out through this distant learning, they didn't just throw in the bag and just, go to unemployment and just say, whatever, or try to find different things. These teachers are not making what they deserve in the first place. And I really believe that this has been widely known for a very long time, okay? For what they do, for knowledge. They're given knowledge, education, and they have been underpaid. So now with this going on, they're not even getting paid that. So for them to still be there, number one, I did say to this teacher, I really commend her and other teachers like her. And I thanked her, because this is obviously something, she loves to do. She likes to teach. And in that conversation, I could tell that she really enjoyed what she did. And she's all about learning. I let her know what my concerns were, and she went on to tell me that she did understand. I suggested that, being that most of these kids have an adult and or a guardian, in the home during these times, especially at their age, that maybe, you know, the adults or the guardians can rotate each day of one of them monitoring the class when the teacher steps away, as opposed to the child being taken from their education to see what another child is doing. I just thought that was a bit much. And so she actually agreed with that. But she also said that, I think she said the president or somebody had said that when they first initiated and started to put this process together, that they'd wanted minimum to zero parent involvement during the Zoom and the school session time. And I understood that to a certain degree. You want to keep it as just, as close to how the classroom would be as possible. However, I do not think that he took into account, as I said, the pressure that these teachers are under. They need help with this distant learning. So back to what happened to my granddaughter. So I'm on the phone with this teacher, and she says, yes, well, I give all the kids a chance, to run the classroom and be the teacher's helper, right? And I said, yeah, I get it. And I understand the intent on giving them responsibility and everything. But that's coming from a mind frame of adults, right? We don't know that these 10 and or 11-year-olds really know the difference between privilege and power. And when I said that to her, it was like I can hear like she sounded as if a light bulb had went out. She was like, oh, yes, 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 right? And I'm like, because, they're 10 and 11. They're going to do things. I mean, period. They're not college students. We can't expect them to be fair. So then she brought to my attention in the same conversation that that my granddaughter, that day that she called me, what another coinky dink. She calls me on the day that my granddaughter is the little class helper, right? And then she tells me, well, yeah, and your granddaughter, she said her name. She said, your granddaughter booted somebody out the Zoom today also. I said, that's exactly my point, ma'am. These are 10 and 11-year-olds. At first in that moment, I felt like she was trying to slap me in my face with it about, oh, well, are you talking about this? And no, no, no. I needed her to understand this age group, period. Whether it's my child, the next person's child, I needed her to know that, A, none of these children deserve to be dropped from a Zoom meeting while they're supposed to be educated. Number two, my grandbaby comes in as a female and a black one. I will not have her try to get in the way of anyone's education, and I will be damned if I will allow anyone else to get in the way of hers. We have great expectations for her and the rest of the grandkids. We have direction for them. Their parents have directions for them. Their parents had directions from me, which is why they're where they are. So we have things set up. And I don't want, anyway, I'm saying a lot. You girls can pop in whenever you like. So by the end of the conversation, the teacher and I mean, she was really, I'm not going to say her name, but she's really, really, really a very nice lady, and she loves her job. She did say that she was going to take back to the president and discuss rotating the guardians throughout the week. Now, how many kids did I see on that screen? A bunch of them. So even, and then wait a minute, then she had nerve to be slick talking about, oh, well, will you be available? Damn right. Don't play with me, acting like you're going to throw some stuff up and then you're going to ask someone to volunteer. Look, my face cracked for half a second. I'm like, wait. No.
But privilege and power aren't words that they use. You know that, right?
Right.
That's why, which is why they can't have that understanding. And I needed her to understand that.
Oh, y'all both went on mute. Y'all left me
Oh,
on the
I'm
spot.
sorry. Yeah, I
I
know.
mean,
Yeah, I was just, go ahead.
I just wanted to know, when they kick your granddaughter out, when they're kicking people, are they doing it deliberately, or is it just a mistake?
This particular,
Deliberately.
Oh,
yes, this particular one, um, the teacher told me that she had no idea that there was some type of tiff, as she put it, going back
oh,
between my granddaughter. Now I don't know how they have a tiff anyway, and nobody's seen anybody. But you know what? I'm just a
right.
granny. I don't live there. I'm way over here. So
Yeah, she don't know about. I mean,
and
I
so
don't know.
when my granddaughter got her turn, that's the girl she booted off and kind of a get back thing. So
That's
you
too
know,
funny.
so that's
Who
what
she get
happened.
that from?
Girl, back.
Hmm.
Go ahead.
Girl,
Right, Okra, right. Where'd she get that shit from?
where she get that
I
from?
don't know,
Bam.
but you know what? I did talk
From
to
my
her about.
grandma.
I
Hmm.
spoke to her about it, but the thing about it is, I just didn't tell her. I didn't have to tell her that she was wrong. I just, explained to her situations and how important
Hmm.
education is for everybody. And when I got done with that conversation, she understood that she was wrong, and she didn't have to be told. So I just hope that that's something, she carries for her. I mean, carries with her for, and it's so hard not to tit for tat. I get it. I get it. I get it. I just don't.
Especially
Hmm.
when you're at that age.
Right. Right.
I
I
don't
don't want
blame
her.
you.
Yeah. I mean, no,
I don't
I
blame
just don't.
her.
Yeah, I didn't blame her. I just wanted her to try to learn how to start just trying to get past things. I feel like if we try to instill that in them now at the ages
Hmm.
that they're in, by the time when they reach adults, you know they'll know how to conduct themselves. If they're not happy with the person, they will
Right.
just leave them alone completely. There's no need to talk about them, slander them, nothing.
Well,
Just go.
baby, you got
Yeah.
to realize that, and you know this from personal experience because we're going to get into it in a few minutes, that the people that we encounter on YouTube, their children are the ones that our children are going to school with. And now that it's virtual, it may not be exclusive to that school district because, everybody can hack into something.
Very true.
So y'all be careful. I'm just saying. We got
Very
people
true.
like Class Stinky who got children going to school with your children. This is why your granddaughter got booted off.
Right. Right, right. And then I had to think about it. Now I don't know about this in particular student that booted my granddaughter off, but at those ages, I mean, you really don't have to, at least here in California, there's a certain age, and I believe it's between that 10 and 11 mark, where that child can legally stay home by themselves. The only thing they
Mm-hmm.
cannot do is babysit another
Sit
child.
another child.
Right.
Yes. Some
So,
states, I think, is what is it, 13, 14, or 15, you got to be in order to keep
I
another
think
child.
here,
right.
I think in
Absolutely.
Florida is, I think down here is like 15.
To
Yeah.
stay at home by
I
yourself?
think. Yeah, well, no,
Okay.
I
And
think
what
like to
about
stay at home
babysitting
by
a child,
yourself.
though?
I think to stay at home by yourself is like 13, but like to as far as like babysitting another child is like 15 or something.
Okay. But they don't
Because I know at
monitor
like
it.
16,
They But until they get a complaint,
they
they
don't.
don't monitor it. It's just like with the cosmetology board. Until somebody calls and makes a complaint about you as a stylist or barber, technician, or salon, they're not going
Right,
to just pop up at your salon. Just like CPS,
right, that's
nobody's
right.
going to go to Class Stinky's house unless somebody
Well,
tells them to
somebody
go
needs
there.
to.
That's what the
Somebody
Better
needs to go
Business Bureau is
disinfect that
for and all that.
motherfucker.
Hmm.
But
Go
no,
ahead,
Miss
Bam.
Cindy, I just want to say about the whole social learning thing. Like I was watching this lady earlier, and actually she was really just doing a makeup tutorial, but she was talking about like how her kids are doing the virtual learning, and she was like, kids that are in like kindergarten, like they don't even get laptops, so it's like harder for the young ones, and that's the ones who need to learn like the social, not the social
They're
distancing,
not
but
giving them the
socializing.
equipment. My grandbaby
No,
is six.
listen.
Go
That
ahead.
don't make
Yeah,
sense.
listen, right? That's what I said. And like she said that the kindergartners, they don't even get like laptops or Kindles or none of that type of stuff, right? So she was like, she had to go to she has a daughter in kindergarten, one in middle school, and then one in high school. So you have to, like, this lady's having to deal with three different types of schools, the students, the
Right.
teachers, whatever the case may be. And she was like, it like people take for granted. She was like, her daughter, because they have to go to the middle school daughter's school, and she was like, she's like, well, damn. We done went and got her, how you get your first day of school clothes. And, she was just like, people don't really take value to what families traditions, like, as far as, your first day of school clothes and this and that, until you can't do it. So she was like, so I'm still gonna allow her to wear her little first day of school outfit, even though she's gonna be home and stuff like that. But like the kids, like the little kids aren't getting the proper equipment they need for their learning. Like, I guess they
But
just
why?
think the mom should
But
cut the TV.
but why you think these corporations won't donate the equipment to the schools? It's a tax write-off. So why not do it?
I'm surprised to know that they don't. I was saying my grandbaby's in the first grade. She has her own thing. Listen, they take tests in everything, like real tests. They get progress reports. They have to happen. So I really don't.
It
What Go ahead.
I was talking to my niece, and she teach middle schoolers in New York, and they didn't provide all their children with tablets either. And I'm in Virginia, and my children have been in school in Georgia and Virginia, and they did not provide all the students with tablets or laptops and stuff like that either.
So what are they
So
doing with these students? How are they learning?
I forgot what my daggone niece told me the other day when I asked her that. So what are these students doing that don't have tablets? I forgot because about short term memory. I forgot.
Okay. Well, I'll say this, and I have said this directly to my children, but I want to say this to everybody. I don't care who you are. For those of you that are caught up in this era of distant learning, now they call it distant learning. It was called homeschooling, and
I
I remember,
remember it's
yeah,
on back
and
order. I'm sorry. They're on back
right,
order. I
right, right.
apologize. She told me they on back order.
Oh,
The
okay. Oh, okay.
computers. Okay.
Okay. Oh, okay. Well, then good. Okay, good. That's good to know that they're going to get them together, though, really, because as they say, no child should be left behind. What the
Yeah,
fuck?
I'm sorry for cutting you off. I
No,
just
that's
remembered.
okay.
She said
That's okay.
Chromebooks are on back order.
Okay, that's wonderful to know. Okay. So, Ben, what was I saying? I go there and then I forget.
Social
That's
distancing.
see, my
Oh,
my
yeah,
mind
yeah, yeah,
might
yeah,
be
yeah. I,
going,
I
but
got it. I got it. I got it. I got
And
it.
the
okay,
tiff,
So
okay.
this little
I got
bullshit
it. You're
ass
gonna make me
tiff.
forget. You're gonna make me forget. The
Okay.
homeschooling. So back in the day, when a parent homeschooled a child, number one, it was rare. And I know somebody that this was years ago. The girl I'm speaking on is now an adult in her 20s. But this was years ago, right? She started, and I know this because I was dating her dad back then. She started her menstrual cycle at the age of 9 years old, right? And that scared her grandmother. And, at that time, her grandmother, still had her ways about her, which I'm sure I have my ways and we're all going to have them, their beliefs and everything. And in her mind was, this girl done started her period. I'm going to homeschool her because I don't want her going to school getting pregnant, right?
Wow.
So yes, true story. So, but the thing is, I don't feel like there's absolutely nothing wrong with homeschooling. But here's the thing: you have to know how to, comprehend the books in order so that the child can learn. So what I'm saying is, if you're stuck in this time, this lady had her own difficulties reading and things of that nature. She was older. I'm not saying she's already been there, but she had her own struggles. When I say older, she was at that time, oh my God, in her early 60s, late 50s. Okay. So in she didn't want her granddaughter to go. So her dad, the granddaughter's dad, my ex, my kids went to school and they were getting ready to sell their house or something. Sell the house. They had to do some work or whatever. So they came to stay with me for about, I don't know, 3 or 4 months, whatever it was. But I told him, I didn't tell his mother, and she is the sweetest woman today. Yes, I still speak with her. Kids here go to school, and I hadn't seen any material for this child, right, as far as homeschooling. Now, I do know that when they did this, kids had to go get tested at certain times and everything to see if they're really learning and all this. But long story short, she ended up going to school with my children, and she was behind, and it's really sad. And even by she was, I don't know, 13, 14, still couldn't read a clock, the clock with the arms on it, the hand to go around. Things like this, she missed out on. Her grandmother wanted to protect her so much. That girl went to church, she went to Walmart, and that was it. Those are the only two places for years that she would go for protecting her. So now as an adult, yes, she went and got into, took adult classes and everything. Very beautiful. When I tell you drop dead gorgeous, drop get dead gorgeous. But you know what? Like I know, and I taught my kids, and everybody knows, looks can be taken at the drop of a dime, honey. Lord forbid there's an
Look
accident.
at Clyde. Sorry,
Your
sorry,
face
sorry, sorry.
get torn. No, seriously. So we can't bank on looks. Looks should not be
But not
yo.
only that, she's slow.
We ain't got there yet. Hold your fire. Hold your fire. Our looks can be taken via a medical condition that can disform us. What do you have after your face? What do we bring to the table have to
Your
offer?
dignity. You're supposed to have your dignity.
All of it. So you're right. So my point being, you know, looks. They say looks fade, honey. They can be taken before they're fade. So education, knowledge, that's something that can't be taken back. It can't be repoed. You don't have to, you know what I'm saying? Even the people that have the student loans out, right? That all owe all this money. Do you think that they forgot everything they learned until they paid a loan off? No. Once you learn some shit, you got it. You got it. Share it. Okay, ladies, let's switch gears to Clyde Diva. I'll kick it off.
Cly
For those
Stinky.
of you, hold your fire. For those of you who caught my upload yesterday regarding Clyde, I'm not going to go into it because a long big thing. Bottom line is, I went into a chat. I was shouted out, and the same day, a few hours later, Clyde Diva decided to go live and call me all kinds of names. And I'm old, I'm fat, I'm chasing people, I pay people, and all these, all this stuff. So, you know what? Kick it off, Sinfree.
Okay. I did a video. I just want to say this real quick. I did a video just
Let me
saying
interrupt
lay
one
off.
second. Wait.
Oh,
1 second, and
okay.
I'm sorry. Bambi and Miss Simfrey, when you guys start, because I know that you guys have had your own things. I do not want the people who do not know what's going on to think that your opinions is just because of what happened to Indy.
Okay.
So, but when you start, please tell a brief situation about your experience with her, and then go on to what you need to say. Thank you, love.
Okay. Just a brief synopsis. We dealing with somebody that is very insecure and very jealous. She's very insecure when it comes to herself, and she's very jealous and insecure when it comes to whoever she and she has a problem with anybody that these dudes that she think belong to her, anybody that they interact with, whether it's online or offline. And lots of times we get attacked and dragged because of our affiliation with this person, which is usually innocent and plutonic. So I'm not really dragging nobody's children, but I will drag her, especially if I get invited to do so. Like she's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. And when I heard your commentary yesterday, I'm just like laughing but tripping all at the same time because Indy, you 10 years older than her and you fine as a motherfucker. What is she talking about? But go ahead, I'm gonna mute up.
Thank you so much, darling. Bambi Marie.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, so my little issue with the girl is that she was on the panel with me in the same person's chat, Miss Indy, with you. um I was on his panel, and I said something, and she like totally agreed with what I said, and she's laughing and this and that. And the next thing I know, this lady over here just going in, just talking all types of shit. So then I see she's doing a live, and she's showing pictures of me and this and that, like, and for what though? Like, lady, for one, I didn't even
Are
want
you
the video.
serious?
Yes. Yes, all because I was on his panel with her, and something was said and she agreed with what was said. And then, like 20 or 30 minutes later, she's over there doing a whole live. And then, like 2 days ago, she did a whole nother live. Now, I ain't even been on here saying shit about this girl or nothing. Did a whole live showing pictures of me and all types of other stuff, all because she thinks that I want to talk to this YouTube dude.
But look how she did her own friend Renee. Like we couldn't expect for her to treat us no better if she treat her own friends and her own children like shit.
Well, yeah, you're right about that. But
Boo
I feel
yeah.
like this. Any bitch that's gonna pay a dude, and I'm gonna say this, any bitch that's gonna pay a dude down there 3 bands and then buy her own motherfucking ticket to not even go get no head, and then have to pay for her own ticket back just for
But
this
who the
nigga to
fuck
put out.
don't have no headboard and no baseboard and who don't get their hair professionally done?
But
Like,
no,
come
not
on
only that,
now.
Okra. This bitch, all she did was came back to Cali just so she could fucking have a nigga put out pictures of her badass feet and nut on her face.
I'm sorry, but if I caught any female in my family pulling down their panties and going live, showing their vajayjay on YouTube, I would
Tell
break,
it.
I would beat the brakes off of them.
But
And
everybody
that's
done
what
seen, and
amazed
she's
me.
like,
That's what amazed me. I'm sorry, Bambi. That's what
"No,
amazes
you
me
good."
because I've heard her say that she has a daughter, a son, and then a younger son, and she's raising her sister who's in her 20s, right?
I didn't know
So
that
I
part.
I didn't know
don't.
that either.
Yeah, she said that because she and her mom, she said, were pregnant at the same time. And when she was pregnant with her son, her mother was also pregnant. She said she was just trying to be fast.
I ain't heard
Whatever.
nothing about this sister.
Wait,
Nene didn't tell
what?
me nothing about no
Let,
sister.
let me
I heard
finish.
that
She
her
did,
parent.
let
Mm.
me finish. She said, I've heard her say more than once that her mother and she were pregnant at the same time. And when her mother passed away, she started taking care of her sister. Her sister is the same age as her son, 21 years old. So she has
Why don't
that
she go
girl.
and trick? Why don't she do all this lewd activity in a 5-star hotel, or you got all this money? Why don't you get you a commercial spot so you can do your adult films and all this type of shit? The little boy is so fat he can't even breathe. Renee said
Wait,
the little boy
wait, wait,
died every
wait,
night in
wait,
his
wait,
sleep.
wait, 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 wait. We're gonna leave the babies out of it, but I feel you.
We're talking
I
about the
feel you.
child health right now.
I understand, and it needs to be taken into consideration rather than her sitting up online and smoking all day long.
I'm just
Um,
saying, everybody thought I had called CPS on her, and I didn't.
I don't believe that you did that. I
I did it. I
personally,
called CPS to prove to everybody that they was 24 hours a day, and that what she was doing really was neglect and abuse. That's what I called them for.
here's my thought on CPS. And I said, because there was a lot of CPS on this side of community, Oakland Symphony. I don't know if you heard about it, but this is a long, long, long time ago. And I'm like this. I don't know. Well, this is for me, and this is my opinion. I don't know that I could ever call CPS on someone on the internet, especially when I'm knowing that these people have family, friends, or whatnot around them, right? Kind of the same thing with a dope fiend. Now there was a girl over here on the side too by the name of Red Bull, right? She's now incarcerated. Shout out Red Bull. But it was alleged that she was doing drugs and all this stuff, right? And people tried to help her and stuff like that. And I do commend the people. I'm not saying don't try, but for me, she's not a person that I would have tried to help, and I'm gonna tell you why. Number one, people that are that deep or who appear to be that deep down into narcotics or they need somebody there daily to physically hold their hand, walk them through the steps that they need to walk through, make sure that they make it to appointments, make sure that they make it to counseling sessions. That's what that type of person would need, in my opinion. I can't do that from California. Now, what I could be is supportive, once that person came to me directly and said, you know what, I'm just tired. And I just, I need direction right now. Now I'm tired. That's different. But for me to jump into someone's life, that's just me. And I'm not saying people who do it, is wrong. They have their own things. But I just don't think that I personally could do that. Thoughts?
Well, I have one day a girlfriend that was strung out on crack, and she didn't have Medicaid. I don't think at the time. No, they didn't have bed space for somebody that did not have Medicaid or health insurance. And we're talking, late 90s. It's unreal. She ended up getting murdered. And she was like one of the flyest girls here, like a really good hairstylist, a great mother. Like, despite her being addicted to drugs and selling her body to support her habit, it's like, it's crazy. I feel like if I could turn back the hands of time, I would handcuff myself to her.
And see the difference in that, honey? See, you were in a position, where you can
That's why
physically
if I
do
see somebody now,
right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why if I see somebody now, because of the internet, I know how powerful my energy is or can be. So I just look at it like I know people need help getting back to life. Me and that girl had beef, but I still went over on her live and was like, please don't kill yourself. I'm
Right.
still
Because
like,
at the end
please
of the
do your
day, you're a
hair.
human being.
Yeah, I'm still like, please take better care of your children so nobody will send the people to your house. Because once you get these people in your business, it's hard to get them out. I be
There
trying to
is so
save
much
her.
red tape. A lot of times there is so much red tape, to get through, as far as the CPS, and, especially if it goes further, and you can still be, not at fault, but if it's press, now you got to go to all these court dates and stuff. I mean, things could really get nasty,
Do you really
and
want your children? Do you really
I
want your children? Do you really love your children? Do you love yourself? Like what's going on? Like I hate to leave somebody behind, even my enemy. Come on now.
Yeah, especially babies. I'm a big, I don't know. Kids will always be my soft spot. Okay, that's why I have so
Exactly. And
many.
she has
And
children. So even
right,
in the midst of dragging her, we got to let these people know we care about these children. We want you to get yourself together because if the little boy's so fat, he breathing every
oh,
night in his
bruh,
sleep, it's a problem.
oh, but listen, there are one, two, three, four adults that we could put our finger on that knows this, that's around that boy. That's Clyde, her two adult kids, and her father, because she said she just left his house yesterday. So all these people are seeing this little boy. I
She
cannot
lost
work
weight.
my
Why she ain't put the little boy on the
wait a minute.
diet?
I agree with all that. I mean, I agree,
Okay.
but I'm not saying I disagree with you. What I'm saying is, what can I do in California? What the fuck you gonna do in Virginia? Fuck making a phone call. These
I'll come
people,
out there. I'll
okay,
come out
okay,
there
but listen,
and do an
but why?
intervention.
But why would an intervention work with you? You know that her family at some point, especially the elders, and when she get up there and say, "I do what the fuck I want," you can't tell me. So if these
Well, if her
people
daddy
that have,
pimped
wait a
her
minute,
out,
wait a
it ain't
minute,
much I can do for her. I'm a mute.
right,
If her
right,
daddy
right,
pimped her
right.
out, I can ain't much I can't help her no way.
Wait a minute. We're not gonna. I don't. Well, I will say this. Now, this is alleged. Now, I did hear that her daddy was running around with them women in the church, and her mama, was knowing about it and caught one of them was in the back downstairs kitchen fighting and shit at a church or some shit. Girl, I
Pimping
don't
her
know.
out. Pimping her out. I
I don't know.
said. Well,
Um. So
I
back.
said what I
Go
said.
ahead.
I
I
said what
heard
I
you.
said.
I heard you.
I mean, what my point is that she is disturbed and she needs some help. Where her real friends at? Why these niggas ain't? Why they just taking her money and not forcing her to get some help?
Okay. Pause. Pause. So, do we blame the people for accepting the money, or do we blame if there's blame? Remind you, this is a 38-year-old.
Like she
If he
told the
can
people,
blame,
don't
wait,
watch
wait,
my
wait.
fucking channel. Don't watch her fucking channel. Don't take her money and don't watch her fucking channel. Get the fuck out of here. This stupid bitch told people not to watch my channel. She accused me of
Listen,
trying to steal her subscribers. This stupid bitch.
and all that shit is fucked up. But that is not going to stop the next person from accepting her money because you mad at her or she mad at you.
Oh, I ain't
They
mad
don't
at
give a
her.
fuck. I mean, you get what I'm saying. They don't. They're always going to
I laugh
accept
at this stupid
her
bitch.
money.
Like the way your fucking roast was goddamn an award winning goddamn roast.
I couldn't even. You know what? She
Bam. What
got
this shit funny as fuck?
she fell off. She'll be back. She got me the first
Okay.
time a while back, months ago. I was listening to her and I was driving and she said my name. I wasn't expecting it. I almost wrecked my
Mm,
goddamn car. But
mm,
yesterday I knew she was gonna say my fucking name. I knew it
mm-hmm.
and I knew it and I knew it. I said okay, since he shouted me out, the very next live that she does, she's gonna try to talk shit on me. So I made it my
Mm-hmm.
business, which is why I was able to drop down on that check so quick. And I was driving in. I went to go take my dad another plate of some food and stuff and some family,
You
right?
funny.
Went and dropped that off. So I was on my way back listening. And I hit that little microphone thing, when you speak into it. told that bitch what I needed to tell her, her fucking chat, and stepped on my pedal and got my ass home. And went on and told her what I needed to tell her, and then I enjoyed the rest of my evening. But see, here's the thing: I can roast her, you can roast her, Ashay can roast her. I mean, there are some people that just don't care. Yes, they need help. Yes, they are disturbed. But if the people around them, and I'm not going to say that
Well,
they
they
haven't.
disturbed
Wait,
too.
wait, wait, wait. We can't say that, Okra. We don't know that they. How do we know that they have not tried? Just because they didn't
They
succeed,
probably did.
we see her attitude. What does she say? I don't give a fuck. Wouldn't give a fuck, and I'm this and I'm that. If I want to show, listen, she's
Mhm.
38. Them old people ain't got time to be
What would she
redirected.
do if she saw her daughter showing her vagina live on YouTube? What do you think she would do to her daughter and her little
I think
sister?
I think that she
Do
would
she
hit their
have them
cash.
doing the same thing?
Listen to me. She would hit their cash app because it's normal to her. This is what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
She's
Okay.
not thinking in the mind of you and I. She doesn't even understand the philosophy of she's been told she's beautiful while she's naked or half naked, and there are women being told they're beautiful with their clothes on. You get what I'm
If you're
saying?
so beautiful, why you on YouTube?
This goes back to you're not going to get that answer
I'm
from her.
just saying, if you're so beautiful,
Right.
then why you ain't caked all the way up? Why you ain't a millionaire by now? Why you ain't on the cover of Sports Illustrated or why you ain't a Victoria's Secret model? Get the fuck out of here, bitch.
I'm not
Why you
mad that
ain't
she
on Vogue or Cosmopolitan?
I'm not mad that she feels like she's beautiful. I think that we
I'm not
all
saying
should.
she ugly. I'm just saying take care of them churn.
Okra, you will just not let me clean this shit up. That's why I
I'm
love you.
sorry.
I know I love
And
you.
Miss Andy, you
I
fine as a
love
bitch. She's not an ugly girl, but take care of your children. I don't give a fuck what you do online, bitch. Take
right.
care of the little fat boy that look like he about to pop, look like he
Stop it,
dying. Don't
Okra.
be slapping your daughter in the face, bitch, and you
Wait a
somewhere
minute.
popping
Wait
your
a minute.
pussy.
Wait a minute.
Don't
Wait a
slap your
minute.
daughter in
Wait
the
a
face,
minute. You heard of wait,
bitch.
what's that about?
She slapped her daughter in the face. Like don't slap your daughter in the face. Don't do that, bitch.
When was this? Allegedly. I have to say allegedly because
You
I
don't
didn't
get
see.
to slap your daughter in the face, ho.
When was this, Sinfree?
That's assault.
When was it?
Ask her.
When
Ask
did you
her.
hear of it? When was the first
Few
time you
months
heard of it?
ago. A few
Oh,
months
wow.
ago.
Did they say why she allegedly did it?
I forgot. It's
That's
like,
one thing. That's one thing. And I will say that a slap in the face, let me tell you something. A slap in the face is, to me,
oh, she jealous of the little girl. That's what it is.
that's the most degrading or one of the most degrading things you can do to a human being. I think
Mm-hmm.
I slapped one of my kids one time. And let me
Right.
tell you how that happened. Oh yeah, I've never been a slapper. I don't go around slapping,
It takes
my
something
kids in
out
the
of
face.
you.
Right. But what he did was I was standing at the kitchen. I'm gonna tell you real quick. I was doing some dishes and I was talking. He was my youngest son. I don't know, he was probably like 16, 15. So I was doing some dishes, right? And there's a counter, and then there's a sink. So he was on the opposite side of the counter, and we're facing each other. Now I was bitching about something, right? And the other
Mm-hmm.
kids, his brothers and sisters, was in the living room, So I don't know what
Mm-hmm.
the fuck he thought it was, but while I was looking down, scrubbing his pot, he was looking at me like you know how you twist your head and pop your eyes out like you repeating what somebody's saying.
Yeah.
Girl, when my eyes darted up, this is what he was doing to entertain his brothers and sisters.
Mm-hmm.
Before I knew it, that wet,
You had pop.
soapy hand went across that boy's face. I said, boop, don't
Mm,
you disrespect
mm,
me like that. And he was
mm,
stunned, stunned because I had never done it, stunned because I had never slapped any of them. Now, I'm not
mm-hmm.
saying I was right in that wrong moment. I'm not saying that's why. See, this is how I am. I get up here. If I did some shit, I did some shit. I'm not
You
saying
own
that
it.
I never did it. What I'm saying is it is
Yeah.
wrong. And I did apologize to my baby.
Right.
for that.
Right.
It was instant. I felt disrespected. I'm the mother. He's the
Right.
baby. Who put you up to this shit? So but
Right.
anyway, but it goes back to parenting, just as you said. From what I can see, no, I have to agree with you. I don't see that she spends a lot of time with her youngest. She tells them, play the game. And then you hear that raggedy ass door opening up. That bitch still ain't poured no motherfucker WD-40. She ain't got no Crisco. She ain't wiped them,
Mm,
them hinges down with no baby oil, nothing. So like an old 1964 Chevy every time she walk out her
mm.
motherfucking bedroom. I bet you that motherfucking door ain't even straight. It's probably leaning and tilted and shit. You can see the bottom of the door and it go up and go down and shit. That's
I
what
love a little old school.
no, not when that shit is
You
tilted
say
and
a
not even that,
64
that
Chevy.
door don't fit the frame, and then the shit all don't no 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 no. Look. Anyway,
No,
Oprah, what else? What else you want to say, baby? In closing, we've reached our 45-minute mark. I don't like to. I'll try not to go too long.
get your
Bam
hair
hasn't
done,
came back,
ho.
huh?
Get your hair done, ho. I would come out there and do her hair for free. And
Just
I
clip
have her
them
looking
dead
like a
ass
million
wigs.
bucks for real. Excuse me, and get the fucking Hennessy bottle out your hand, bitch. Get a nice little glass. Like, come on now. If you're gonna act like trash, at least do it with class.
Understood, and I approve that message. Thank you, Oprah
Thank you,
Sinfree, for
Miss
joining
Indy.
me on another roundtable topic. Bambi Marie dropped down. She must have had a phone call.
Salute,
So
Bam.
salute, Bam, to you too. And for everybody else, we will see you back on the next episode of Roundtable Talk with Miss Indy, Oprah Sinfree, and Bambi Marie.
And
See you next
Bambi.
time. Bye.
Peace.